Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. God has given us unlimited treasures in His Word. Every time we open it, we can discover a new treasure or admire an old one. What will we find today? Here's Carla Early with Treasure Hunt in the Word.
The summer after my 9th grade year, my mom and I took a college class in London, England. Since we were there most of the summer, we looked for a nearby church to attend. And we found a small Baptist church tucked away several blocks from our dorm. Now, to us Americans, everything in England seemed ancient. The building we lived in, built in the 1940s, was considered new. But this church contained something special and historical I'll never forget. In the front, next to the altar, in a special glass case, was a blood-stained Bible from the 1500s, back when it was illegal to have an English Bible and be Protestant in England. About 10 years ago, when I heard the hymn Ancient Words for the first time, it took me back to that little church in the heart of London. It isn't a hymn that most churches probably sing, but I was thrilled to find it in the 2008 version of the Baptist hymnal. Since most of you may not know it, I'm going to read it for you. But I highly recommend you listen to it. I'm putting a link for it in the description. The first verse says, "Holy words, long preserved for our walk in this world. They resound with God's own heart. Oh, let the ancient words impart. Words of life, words of hope. Give us strength, help us cope. In this world, where'er we roam, ancient words will guide us home." Those ancient words, that's the Bible. God preserved His words for us so that we could know Him, so those words could give us life and hope and lead us to Him. But like the verse says, we have to let them. We need to be reading, meditating on, studying, and applying His Word in order to let it impart anything to us. It doesn't do any good sitting on a shelf. As Hebrews 4:12 says, God's Word is alive and active, sharper than any sword. We must actively allow it to penetrate our hearts. The second verse, oddly enough, is different in the hymnal than the verse I learned. It starts out the same, but then quotes the first verse instead of the lyrics that I learned. But I'm going to share you the words that I learned because they're the reason I fell in love with this hymn. Holy words of our faith, handed down to this age, came to us through sacrifice. Oh, heed the faithful words of Christ. Martyr's blood stains each page. They have died for this faith. Hear them cry through the years. Heed these words and hold them dear. Those lyrics took me back to that little church in London, standing in front of that glass case, looking at a Bible that someone actually gave their life to own. Did they read every page carefully and prayerfully? Did they study it, memorize it, apply it, and share it with others? Yes, they treasured that book as the very words of God. People today in hostile or restricted countries controlled by communists or Muslims die for their faith today. For many, owning a Bible is dangerous. Yet the book is precious enough for them to risk their lives and the lives of their families. How precious is our Bible to us? Do we study it like the treasure it is? Or do we just leave it there collecting dust until Sunday morning? What would those martyred for the faith tell us about our Bibles? The hymn says they would tell us, heed these words and hold them dear.
You can contact us at treasurehuntintheword@gmail.com. We'd love to hear the treasures God has given you through His Word. You can listen to other episodes on our website, which you can find in the description below. Thank you for listening, and remember, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.